Hi, the mole is coming back and you're coming back with it.
I have been keeping this secret for a year and I'm so excited that I can finally talk about it. And I'm excited for people to see this show that was so fun to make, and I hope it's gonna be just as fun to watch.
I'm here to play, I'm here to win.
Backstab, sabotage, I'll do it.
Hello, mole. Whoever you are.
Season 2, other than you, what are the tweaks, the changes we've made? How are we upping the ante?
Well, it's in a completely new location, Malaysia, which I had never been to. But one of the things that I think sets the mole apart and also makes Malaysia a perfect place for it is that every episode is in a different location. And so in Malaysia, you have the most beautiful remote tropical islands and also huge skyscraper metropolis settings. And then you've got caves and jungles. And so you go to places that are just eye-popping. And there are these missions that look like they were filmed in some nature documentary, but there's also cutthroat competition in the middle of it.
One of you isn't trying to win money for the team.
The objective of the mole is to sabotage as much as they can without being caught.
We have been just crushing these missions
I'm good.
and making a lot of money.
I can now reveal no money has been added to your pot.
No. You say this is a dream job.
Yeah.
Why is it the
really
dream
is.
job?
Well, it's the only reality show I ever auditioned to be a contestant on. That was more than 20 years ago. It was like the OG Mole when it was on
Anderson
ABC.
Cooper.
Anderson Cooper was the host. And it was just a show that I always thought was so interesting and compelling. And so when Netflix was bringing it back, I was thrilled. And you can imagine then to be the host, it really is a dream job. And I have to say, the fact that I was able to take 6 weeks away from my other dream job, which I do every day, hosting All Things Considered on NPR, was just such a privilege to be able to leave the daily news grind for 6 weeks, go to Malaysia, make this show, then come back to the routine of hosting a nightly news program, having created this thing and had this adventure that was so different from anything that I would typically do.
Did you have any kind of almost weird FOMO of like you initially wanted to be a contestant, but now you're the host, you wish you had been playing the game?
Literally not at all. Because I think the thing that appeals most to the players, besides winning the pot, of course, is getting to be there for every episode as it goes along and see what comes next, because they don't know what city we're going to next, what the setting, what the mission, what the twist is gonna be. And so for me as the host, it was like, oh, I have this sense of relief that I know I get to be there till the very end. I know I get to see every twist and turn. And for the players, it's like, oh, I don't wanna be eliminated because then I don't get to see what happens next.
How clued in are you to who the mole is?
Zero.
Okay, you don't know.
Absolutely not. And so I would tell like the producers, the showrunners, like, I think it's so-and-so. And they would just keep a straight face and they would go, interesting.
But you can play all those journalistic tactics to try and get them to go
I was
somewhere.
like doing process of elimination. I was like watching their subtle body cues. But you know, some of the players are trying to play as though they are the mole to attract attention to them. And to, like, everyone's got their own strategy.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like, ooh, did this person throw that mission, or are they just actually not very good at the thing that they set out to do? Like, I don't know.
What was your read when you saw the crop of contestants on this group? Like,
I loved how different they were from one another. You know, I think there is sort of the stereotypical image of the cliche reality competition contestant, and these people were so diverse, not just in the way we typically think of the catchword diversity, but in, you know, age, background, body type, occupation, race, you name it. And so watching them come together and work as a team to complete missions was really interesting. Because in this game, you know, you don't add money to the pot unless you work together as a team.
right. It's a tricky game.
Yeah.
How did you prepare to host it? Did you go back watch old seasons or did you avoid old seasons?
You know, I had watched the Netflix reboot when it came out. I didn't rewatch it and I didn't watch the original one because I wanted this to be its own thing. And so I hope I brought a couple unique things to it as myself, but I didn't want to be trying to host it in the mold of any other host who I was imitating, who I'd seen before. I think it works best when a host is just themselves, and so that's what I tried to be.
Well, that's how the hosts then stand out and become so associated with the shows. I know you are friendly with Alan Cumming,
Yeah.
who hosts a similar...
He does. They're very similar, and it's so uncanny that like Alan is like a dear friend, big brother. We have a cabaret show that we do together where we sing songs and crack jokes on stage. And we started doing that show before he got a call about the Traitors and before I got a call about the Mole. So when I told him I was doing this, he was like, are you coming for my gig? But he was so helpful as I was asking him questions because I'd never done anything like this before. And there are not that many people in the world who have. And he was like on my speed dial. And I was kind of like, Alan, what do I do about this? How do I deal with this? And he was great.
What was the best piece of advice he gave you?
You know, I thought a great reality show has a catchphrase. So I was like, let's brainstorm catchphrases that we could incorporate. He suggested, "You've been whacked." Which,
of course he did.
I thought, you know, thanks for that kind offer, that generous idea. We're gonna pass on that one.
Okay, so you didn't pull out.
I never said "you've been whacked" once.
What did the folks back at NPR think about you going?
Oh,
and
they
doing
were
this?
they were so gracious in letting me take 6 weeks away from hosting All Things Considered to go and do this wild, crazy adventure. And they've just been so supportive and so enthusiastic. And at this point, I think I do enough weird things besides journalism. They're like, well, Ari's doing another weird thing that's not the Daily News. And if that makes him happy, more power to him, which I'm very grateful for.
But this shoots you into millions of homes now.
I know. I'm so used to people saying I had no idea you looked like that I guess that's, my
No
cover's
hiding.
blown. No hiding anymore.
No hiding anymore.
And then fly all the way to Malaysia to play nice.
Trust is detrimental in this game.
You come on a show to win money, not to lose money.
What is your message to the viewers as they watch this season? What should they be keeping an eye out for? What
Just
should they
that
be
you
looking
never
for?
know what to expect. I had no idea what was coming next. Neither did the players, obviously. So just like buckle up and go along for the ride, because I think it's totally thrilling and exciting and an adventure. And at a time when like the world can seem challenging and difficult, this is a way to immerse yourself in difficult challenges where the stakes for you as a viewer are zero. So just like buckle up and enjoy.
Without giving much away, what was your reaction to how the whole thing ended when you were there that finale day?
It was really satisfying, honestly. You really want it to go well because the whole process has been a build-up to this moment. And so you don't want it to be like, oh, well, that was kind of a dud. But everything in the final episodes was so like, you know, getting more and more exciting and tense, and like people are holding their breath. And so there was a really satisfying feeling of like, oh, good, we didn't mess it up. That was it was relief.
It's both the most and the least you can ask for.
Exactly.
Well, there you go. Congratulations. I can't wait
Thank you.
to watch it.
It's been so fun. I hope you enjoy it.
Nothing in this game is what it seems.
Hello, player.
What's more important to you? Money or information that could help you find the mole? Who is the mole?